unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I
I
love
love
being
being
black.
black.
You already know what it is live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black.
All right, people, come on in. We're gonna wait till a few more people come on in. Come on
You
in.
already know what it is live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black.
All right, all right. This is a wonderful time to be living, and we got a lot of things going on. People just waiting a few more people to come on in before we get started. Shout out to my YouTube family and my Twitter X family and my Facebook family. Shout out to you guys. We coming in and we got some receipts that we're going to show, some pictures. We're going to talk about how to be safe here in the city of Chicago, especially on the red line. And I think I'm more than qualified, probably than some police officers, to talk about this subject. I rode the red line for many years, many years. I've seen a lot of things going on, but just come on in, people. Come on in. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. But try not to hold you long. This is basically a spinoff from last night live, but talk about a little bit more detail about the red line killing of this young lady. So we're going to talk about it, and we have to be careful, people. Crime don't discriminate. So just come on in, come on in. We here. I'll be on the screen in a minute or two. Yeah. You already know what it is. You already know what it is.
You already know what it
What
is
is it?
live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And we're going to get ready to get started because we got a lot going on and everybody busy. Mr. Roosevelt, I see you. I see you, Mr. Roosevelt. All right. Make sure y'all go follow Roosevelt. Roosevelt, put your page on there so y'all can follow Roosevelt, support Roosevelt. Roosevelt is a good friend of mine, and appreciate Roosevelt. We don't always agree, but we love each other, most definitely. And I appreciate Roosevelt. He speaks from the heart, true friend. You know, they said a real friend will defend you when you're not in their presence. Isn't that something? How many of us can truly say that we have friends and when other people talk against their character or something, we say something? That's a friend. That's how you know a friend. I'll tell you. Real talk. All right. Big Mike, Jason House, clean house for mayor. All right. All right. All right. Come on in, people. How to be safe. How to be safe. And we're going to talk about it. How to be safe, people. Lanisha. Hey, how you doing, Lanisha? That's my buddy there, y'all. Appreciate her. Appreciate her. All right. All right. Y'all see this beautiful young lady right here? This lady, this is the lady that got shot and killed on the red line. This is the young lady right here. Got killed on the red line. And that's what we're talking about tonight, this afternoon, I'm sorry. Kamaria. I think I'm pronouncing the name right. This is the young lady right here that got shot and killed on the red line. 69th in the red line, people. 6'9" in the red line. You know how many times I've been to the red line? Guys, literally, I've been to the red line so many times. All right, for those, this is her Facebook page right here too, as well. I'm putting that up too. All right, I want to give my condolences to her family. This is her right here on the screen. As I always say, there are no winners in this situation right now. There's no winners. Here's a young lady that was shot and killed. I believe that was March the 20th. Um, on the red line platform. So those of you that live in Chicago, I'm going to give you some pointers on how to be safe. And those of you that have to ride the red line, I'm gonna give you some pointers on how to be safe. Now, now this picture is the picture of the young lady that they took in custody and charged her for a murder of a 30-year-old woman on the train platform. Her name is Tiara Lee Roberts. She's 28 years old. 28 years old, people. This is her on the camera right now, and she has allegedly been accused of killing 30-year-old Kamaria. So this is on the platform. So right now, there's two families that's distraught. There's no winners. No winners in this situation. Here's a person, if she's convicted, she's probably going to spend at least 20 or 30 years in prison, if she's convicted. And this is what it is, people. This has happened on the red line. You know how many times that Martin Johnson been on the red line? On the red line? Yeah. All right. Go support Roosevelt. This is the Roosevelt. The name of my YouTube is Roosevelt Sounds Off. So make sure you guys support Roosevelt. A lot of you guys know Roosevelt. All right. All right. This story right here. See, let me just say something, people. You have two females here, two females. And I remember when it was so much killing, and I was telling people that it's not the young men killing, it's the females killing as well. Now, first of all, you're not allowed to smoke weed on the red line platform. You're not allowed to carry firearms on the red line platform. Well, you said, well, Martin, I am a conceal and carrier. Conceal or carry, you're not allowed to carry your weapon to churches, parks, and on CTA trains. And if a store have an emblem with a gun, with a like a no gun symbol on it, you are not allowed or permitted to carry your gun, your weapon, your service weapon inside of that establishment. Period. And we know you're not allowed to carry it in a storefront. Now, this is the picture that you are witnessing on this page is Tiara Lee. Make sure I get it right. Peters. Is that Peters? Hold on. Let me make the screen a little big. I'm sorry, people. I got to make the screen a little bigger real quick so I can see that sign. All right. Roberts. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. Got her name wrong. I don't mean no harm, people. No disrespect. No disrespect at all to the family. And she has been charged with the 30-year-old Kamaria killing her on the train 69th Red Line platform in the Dan Ryan. She's been charged. And this is a trending topic here in the city of Chicago. We understand that a 13-year-old also got killed, found in the alley. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. This story have touched a lot of our hearts. And I'm going to say, young ladies, let's start here. Let's start. I'm starting with the ladies because the two ladies are involved. One is dead and one is in jail. Now, first of all, we've noticed the other day, I witnessed a video on social media where a young lady was chasing some people down the street and she shot a person, a female. Now, For those of us that are conceal and carry, you just cannot go and shoot people because you got your behind whooped. All right? In a one-on-one fight. Or you got an attitude. That service weapon is not for that. You are using it for a criminal intent, and you will be arrested upon investigation. You cannot take your conceal and carry gun on the red line platform. You can't do it. You're not supposed to do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. You're not supposed to do it according to the law. I ain't gonna say what you can't do, but you're not supposed to do it. Period. Now, here's a young lady. If she's convicted, she's probably going to spend the next 20 or 30 years or more in prison. Her family is going to be distraught, and the deceased family is going to be distraught. There's no winners in this. Again, I want to give my condolences to the Kamari family. I'm so sorry that this happened this way. Wish she could have stayed where she was at with her people, and maybe this wouldn't have happened. I'm sorry for it. But we have to be careful. Brother Lewis Ramsey, I see you. Good talking to you this morning, Mr. Ramsey. Good talking to you this morning. This is a sad situation. Hey, Jewel, how you doing? All right. And listen, I'm going to tell you, now we do have females. And I'm not talking about this young lady who you see on the screen or the deceased. That is about that life. Well, they say, well, Martin, what do you mean about that life? I mean about the street life. They up with the fighting. They up with the shooting and killing, the robbing, and they up with all that. All that. And yes, the news said that it was domestic. And these two might have been a couple, I don't know, or acquainted to each other if it's domestic. Don't know what the situation. I didn't know neither woman, so I'm not going to go super deep into the details. Now, I this is what I want to know. Okay, this young lady right here, Miss Roberts, she was allegedly accused of killing this young lady right here, Kamari, 30 years old. This young lady right here, 30 years old, she died, got shot and killed on the Red Line platform. Somebody sent me a picture of her laying on the platform. They sent me a picture of her laying on the platform, blood, but they blurred it out. But it was her. They sent me that picture. And that's real talk. Now, this is the young lady's Facebook page right here. That's her, yeah, McMillan. This is her first Facebook page right here. You know. So I guess she was openly gay. She said, lesbian, 30 years living my best life. Gay as you know what, chasing a bag. So this probably, as the news said, it was a domestic. It might have been her lover. Not sure if that young lady was her lover. But this is real, people. We cannot be arguing with people. We cannot be fighting. You said, well, Martin, when you going to get to how to be safe in Chicago? I'm getting there. Now, this another incident that we've been noticing the other day. This is another incident. This is kind of related. This is not related to that. A lot of us seen this video right here, surfing all over the internet, of a VD, villain swaying, inside of a laundromat. I believe the location was 76 and Jeffrey. There was a fight that broke out between the security or the laundromat attendant. And he asked this gentleman right here, you cannot, he told him that he could not come in here. And this gentleman right here in the blue jean pants, the shorter Venezuelan guy, demanded that he come in. Then they got into a shoving match, which the Venezuelan took the first push. The first push. And it went on from there. Then another older woman got to fighting the female inside here because the female smacked the laundromat attendant. A lot of us, we've seen that video. The video is surfing around social media. It's, you know, and listen, people, one thing we don't do, we don't lie on nobody on this site. So these are violence, but in this situation on 76 and Jeffrey, no one was shot and killed at all. But I want my audience, I want to ask you guys a question. And I'm going to put up Kamari picture again. And I'm going to ask you guys a question. Now, why is it that 95th, 87th, 79th, 69th, 63rd, 55th, 47th always have trouble on the red line? This is what you hear. Loud, 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 squares, loud, 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 loud. Now, if you're buying loud on the public transportation and cigarettes, you need to be quiet because you're part of the problem. Well, Martin, I'm not selling nothing. You're part of the problem because if you wasn't buying weed from them and cigarettes from them or any other merchandise, they wouldn't come on there. You wouldn't see them. On the red line, I hear that they smoking weed. And for those of you that smoke a weed on the red line, that is totally illegal. Weed is not to be smoking while you're driving in the car. Weed is not to be smoking when you're in a public park. You're supposed to smoke weed in the privacy of your own home, on your front porch. Weed is not designed for you guys to come out here and smoke your loud, stanky smoke, your gas, whatever you want to call it, on a public transportation. And those of us that don't smoke, we got to sit there and endure that. You know? And don't get me wrong. I have a lot of people that I love that smoke weed, and sometimes they smoke weed and I'm around them. But I don't never want to be in no public place where I know that you're not supposed to be smoking weed and you smoke weed and I got to smell it. Suppose I'm going on to a job interview on the train and you're smoking weed on the train. And I walk into this interview, $100,000 job that pay, a corporate job, and I come in there smelling like cannabis, weed, loud, whatever you want to call it, dro, hydro, whatever you want to call it, skunk. Now, what would you think happened? Do you think I would get that job? Now, somebody said, well, Martin, weed is legal. Yes, weed is legal here in the city of Chicago, but it have rules. Alcohol is legal in the city of Chicago. That doesn't mean that you can drink and drive. That's a DUI. Smoking weed is a DUI while you're driving. Now, whether you want to hear this or not, but you need to know the rules of engagement. And that's real talk. And I still hold and I still believe that no parents should be out there smoking weed with their children. I still hold on to that rule. I still hold on to it. I'm not going to change. I don't care for who and for what. If you're a weed smoker, you should not be smoking with your children, period. Especially teenagers. They will lose respect for you. You're not on the same level as your teenagers. And for those of you that have to take the red line, such as my friend Roosevelt, my friend Marcus, they ride the red line. Even me, sometime, maybe twice a year, maybe once or twice a year, I ride the red line. You have to be careful, especially Cermak, 35th, 47th, 55th, 63rd, 79th. I mean 63rd, 69th, 79th, 87th, 95th, and Dan Ryan. We need to get a petition together and give it to our legislators, our aldermen, our political people, our mayor. We need Chicago police officers on the trains going both directions. We got to find some money to do that. It has to be safe. It has to be safe. And for those of you that's watching the screen right now, this is Miss Kamari McMillan. She was shot and killed on the 69th Red Street, 69th Red Line on the platform by her friend. I'm assuming it was a friend, another female. I believe she was shot in the neck. I think she was transported to the University of Chicago where they pronounced her there. Now, I don't know what the argument was about. I wasn't there, but I'm quite sure that the 69th Street Red Line have cameras, state-of-art cameras. They can track your movement on there. And see, I'm telling you, young ladies, this is a pretty young lady right at 30 years old, just started living. Don't know if she had any children or not, don't know, but I would say this. 30 years old, she have lived no time, people, no time. She just became grown at 18. No time. Now, there's no winners. The lady that shot and killed her, allegedly, she is locked up. She's locked up right now. Locked up. So the number one thing, if you want to be safe in Chicago, a lot of times you need to avoid arguments on social media, especially for people that you don't know. They know how you look, but you don't know how they look. And it could be anybody behind the mask. It's like a ghost. You have a lot of pretty ladies that inbox me. You don't know if they real, fake profiles, few friends. You don't know that could be a man behind that. You don't know. You don't know. Marcus, you are 100% right. It doesn't stop there. It goes all the way downtown, and you are correct. There was a big fight on 79th Street in the Red Line on both trains, inbound and outbound. They were fighting. A bunch of teenagers, females fighting, men standing around video recording, ladies' butt all in the air and everything. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you are a tourist and you're touring Chicago, I suggest that you stay off the red line. I hate to say it, but some of these areas, you don't need to be caught in it. Stay downtown area. Downtown is going crazy. And we don't want none of our tourists to be hurt unless you have someone from Chicago that can tell you where to go and lead you and take you places, that know the streets, know where not to be. And the number one thing I've tell all people, that follow me, that listen to me, no sitting in cars in high crime areas. A sitting duck is a dead duck, period. That is a sure way to get knocked off here in the city of Chicago, sitting in these high traffic areas. And if you go into a gas station and if you see young men in there selling weed and loose cigarettes, you better run. It's not a place to be. And most of the time, wherever narcotics or drugs or legal drugs being sold, street drugs, that's trouble. That's why some people have their weed man on speed dial. They don't have to go into places like the gas station and buy weed or on the block or the dispensary. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Young people, I know you think it's sweet. I know you think it's easy to roll up your blunts on the train, on the buses. It's not really, it's not too much problem on the bus, but it's the train. That red line. We call it the bloodline. The bloodline. That's what we call it, the bloodline. We have to be careful. And to all my weed smokers, you know I love you. Why smoke weed on the train, on the platform, and people get that in their clothes and they have to go to work? You have them at risk of getting ridden up or being fired. Some jobs don't care if weed is legal. If they test you for drugs, you might lose your job, or they have to sign you up in a treatment center. The first one is on them, and the second one is on you. Real talk. Somebody said, greetings, Martin Johnson. New to the channel. I live in Chicago. Glad you're talking about this. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And we tell the truth and shame the devil.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame.
That's what we do on here. And you pray for Miss McMillan family. You pray for her family. And we're going to pray for the other young lady that did commit the crime, allegedly did the crime. Because she's going to need it. Trust me. All right. Let me say to those of you that's new to the channel, I'm maybe new to YouTube and these other places, but I'm not new to social media. Facebook is one of my number one platforms. YouTube is my second platform that I frequently visit a lot of times and bring videos. Also, I'm on Twitter X. Also, I am on Instagram, IG, as the young folks call it. But real talk, let's get back to the conversation. Young people, have some respect for those people that are going to work in the morning. Going to work in the morning. And you getting on there smoking your weed. And the train is standing room only. And you daring somebody to say something to you. Because you got this new 22 revolver that you want to test out. You got your ski mask all the way down, and the only thing that's open is your mouth because you smoking weed. That's wrong. Should nobody on their way to school or on their way to work or an appointment to handle some business go inside somebody else's establishment trying to get some things done smelling like loud? Have you ever been in the elevator with some people that smell like weed and that weed was just on them and just feel you guys was on the elevator? It's real strong. You got some weed smokers don't want to smell it. Let alone non-smokers. '69th Street Redline. This young lady right here, she got killed. She got killed, people. It's a sad situation. Very sad situation. Kamari McMillan, 30 years old. And those of you, we have her. We have her Facebook page, and I'm going to put her page up too as well. That is her Facebook page. That's her Facebook page. A young lady, 30 years old, people. She died from a gunshot wound, I believe, to the neck. This thing has been out of hand. We need to, let's get back to that. We need to get okay. Fee Hines said, took my boys to get Garage from downtown during Christmas. We had to change cars twice because they were smoking weed on the red line. Ain't that terrible? Isn't that terrible, people? That is terrible. I know the weed smoker's mad at me, and that's correct. Jones. She's taking Jones. The red line runs along the Dan Rand Expressway. That is correct. All right, let me read some of these comments. His own person to want to change for better. Yes, it's the bloodline on 79th. Police officers need to raise these trains and buses. This is so much. Is there a law saying that they are not supposed? But let me just say this, people. I believe black people ought to boycott the red line. Stop riding it. And I guarantee you they're going to get a sufficient amounts, real security on there. We don't need no men standing up there with no dogs barking. We need some armed guards on there to stop some things going on. All right. JBB Nice said, I emailed Lori Lightfoot office a year ago about this for a week straight. They never responded. I drove downtown. I refused to take the red line. It's ridiculous and flat out scary on the train, and I don't scare easy. That's right. 95th red line goes from 95th to the Dan Ryan and Dan Ryan to the north side. All right. Chill Will Cruz said, I would have to ask some people about this. I am sick of these inhumane acts. Jesus help heal this land and the mental health. Yes, they were fighting on the trains on the 79th and the red line. Not talking about this situation. It was a different situation. All right. Listen, I give warnings over and over and over. So basically, if you are a tourist, stay away from the red line. Stay away from the red line. If you're a tourist. If you're a tourist, stay away from the red line. Unless you have someone from Chicago to know and tell you where to go and not to go. Now, if you're visiting the city of Chicago and you move from Chicago, things are not like it used to be. Well, you say, well, Martin, I got family right off the red line. Stay off the red line. You'll be safer on the bus than the red line. As the crime chaser, and I don't chase crime as frequent as I used to do, I've been to 95th. I've been to 87. I've been to 79th. I've been to 69th. I've been to 63rd. I think I went to 47 before. All for crime scenes. I'm telling you, people, I am not lying to you. We need to get in contact with our aldermen, our mayor, and write a petition. If they don't do anything about this, we are going to boycott the red line. Period. Period. No one feels safe. People are rolling up on the trains. They're selling
drugs on the train. They're smoking drugs on the train. They're urinating on the trains and they're fighting on the trains. Where is the security? Where where are the taxpayers' dollars going? There's no safety. No safety at all. You can buy and sell drugs at these stations. All right. It's, are you taking call-ins? Not really. People on their lunch. I just wanted to get a message and teach the people how to be safe. Stay away from the social media beef. Um, just like the young lady said, she took her two children downtown to go to Garrett's. So she had to change, she had to get on two different trains at the same, different times. So that's what you need to do. If someone is smoking loud or on the train, people just get off and get on to the next, go to the next cart, the next train. That's what you have to do because those of us that's working in corporate America or in these warehouse jobs, we don't want to go to work smelling like weed because if we go to work smelling like weed, we might get a write-up or even get fired or terminated or suspended. So those are the things that we have to do. And that's right, Dimitri. Some people have health issues. They don't want to be inhaling all that smoking stuff. That is correct. That is correct. That's right. We all need to get together. Somebody write a letter or some online petition. I'll share it. You share it on your page and have it go to the alderman and to the city council and to the mayor. We don't feel safe riding the red line. Period. Oh yeah, definitely green line is wild too. Now, downtown, you have a lot of things that's happening. This would just start happening, but they have a lot of police presence downtown. All up on the Gold Coast area, they have police presence, but they give us German shepherds with guard dogs and all that. That's not doing nothing. All right, people. I just want to thank you for spending your lunchtime with me today. And I want to give my condolences to the Macmillan family. You have my prayers. To all those that have lost a family member, a loved one, a friend in the city of Chicago this week, you have my condolence. You have my personal condolence. I'm praying that God bless you, carry you through this time of bereavement. We know after the funeral and the repast and the burial, we all go back to our homes and things are back normal, but you are stuck with the bereavement because it's your loved one. All right. So people take this information and pass it along. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you comment on this. This is real. This is not make believe. I'm not trying to scare people or anything. This is not a scare attack. This is real, people. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. I have a daughter that rides the red line, and I'm concerned about her. And I didn't even know she was riding the red line. She had a car had broke down. So this thing is real dear to me. And not because she's just my daughter, just because of anybody. I don't want to see nobody hurt. I don't want to see people smelling good. You just showered up and you got on the train. Now you smelling like loud weed, going to work, and your boss looking at you sideways. What's that smell? What is that I'm smelling? So thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. tell the truth,
and what?
and shame the devil.